Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're interested in seeing how I created this look, then please stay tuned. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on our brows. Here I am using the spiked eyebrow pencil from MAC, and I'm just basically outlining the natural arch of my brow. So for my brows, I like to try to keep my brows as natural looking as possible. So I tend to just outline the natural arch of my brow. As you can see, I'm not going above the natural hairs or beneath the natural hairs. I'm simply tracing the natural outline of my brow. And then I'm going to go ahead and lightly fill in. So I typically go back and forth with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in dark brown and the spiked eyebrow pencil. It just basically depends on how I'm feeling or how extra I want to be, or sometimes even how dramatic I want the eyebrows to look, which is very unlikely. So like I said, I typically go back and forth between those two products. Today I decided to use the spiked eyebrow pencil, especially since I'm going to be doing a smoky eye look. I want my brows to look more natural since the eyes are already going to be dramatic enough as it is. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and clean up our brows. Here I am using a angle brush that I got from Amazon. I'm not exactly sure what the name of the brush is. I can't really remember, but I will list it in the description bar. And I'm using the Radiant Creamy Concealer from Nars. And now we're just going to go in with our MAC Paint Pot to go ahead and prime our eyes for our eyeshadow. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using today is the 15H Morphe eyeshadow palette. And the first color I'm going to pick up is the color Cheers. And this is going to serve as our transition color. So the brush that I'm using is the Morphe Fluffy Blending Brush in M518. And I'm just using this brush to sweep the product back and forth over the upper portion right above the crease area. And like I said, this color is going to serve as the transition color. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the color Manhattan. And I'm going to use the same blending brush. And I'm just going to pat this into the crease area. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our Maybelline Ice Studio cream eyeliner. And I'm just going to use this eyeliner as a eyeshadow base for our smoky eye. And the brush that I'm using is a flat brush that I got from BH Cosmetics. And I'm just going to pack this all over the eyelid. And now I'm going to go in with my Morphe M506 brush, which is a crease brush. And I'm going to use this to blend out the edges of the eyeliner. You definitely want to make sure that you blend your smoky eye extremely well and you don't have any harsh lines. So I'm just going to use that brush to blend out the edges. I know that smoky eyes can be extremely tricky, but the key to a really nice smoky eye is just making sure that you blend, 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 and that there are absolutely no harsh lines. So transition colors are really great for smoky eyes and blending. Okay, so we're going to go back into the 15H Morphe palette and we're going to pick up the shade 5 p.m. and use the same fluffy blending brush from earlier, and we're going to blend out the edges. Okay, and now I'm going into my box of crayons that I got from the crayon case, and then I'm going to use the black eyeshadow, and we're just going to pop that right on top of that cream liner that we applied as our base, and we're just going to set that cream eyeliner. And also by doing this step, it's going to make the smoky eye look a little bit more intense. And I'm using a flat blending brush that I got from my local beauty supply store. It's from Crown Brushes, and it's in the number C510. And now I'm just going to go in again with the Morphe crease brush, and we're just going to go ahead and blend out those edges. So during this process, you are going to see me blend out this look a whole lot. Like I said, you definitely want to make sure with the smoky eye, your look is completely blended and that you don't have any harsh lines. And here I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same steps that I used for the first eye. Okay, so for the lashes, these are actually lashes that will be launching from the Beautifully Inclined lash line, and I'm super excited about that. So I decided to use them in my video. I felt like these lashes would look perfect with the smoky eye. But as you can see, they're pretty long, but they're still natural looking, but they also give like a really nice pop to this particular eye look. Okay, so for complexion, I am using the Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Cardiaz. And the brush that I'm using is a flat foundation brush that I got from Moto. I actually ordered this online from Amazon. So for concealer, I am using my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Caramel, and I'm just going to do a little bit of highlighting under my eyes, of course, and I'm also going to go above my cupid's bow, on my chin, down my nose, as well as my forehead. And also notice the placement of the concealer underneath my eyes. I am not going below my cheekbone. I'm trying to stay above it because I want my cheekbones to pop. So I do not want to go beneath my cheekbone because it'll just make the cheekbone or the cheeks drag a little bit or look a little bit droopy. So I try to stay above the cheekbone area. And here I am going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 30. And as you can see, it's a little bit darker than my concealer. And I'm placing this right along the cheekbone area. And that is basically going to give a little bit of a smooth transition as far as blending is concerned. And now we're just going to go in with our beauty blender and buff out the product. Now with this particular step, you want to use a very light hand when blending underneath the eyes to ensure that everything stays in place and that there is no product moved around a lot. So even though it looks like I'm going really fast because I speeded up the video a little bit to prevent from having an extremely long video, I'm using an extremely light hand when packing that product on. Or blending it, should I say. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my color du jour No More Shine setting powder. And this is a translucent powder that can be used on pretty much any skin tone. And I'm just going to use this to set underneath my eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Truffle. And I'm using my buffing brush that I got from Real Techniques to buff in the product. And here, as you can see, I'm using my beauty blender to buff out the edges of the product. You definitely want to make sure that you blend your contour and that there are no harsh lines and everything flows seamlessly. So as far as placement goes, I'm actually taking this product right along my cheekbone, and this is going to help to make my cheekbones pop a little bit. And here I am basically stippling in the product. I'm not necessarily rubbing it in. I'm stippling it in, especially since the foundation is still a little bit wet. You want to make sure that you stipple in the product to ensure that you're not moving a whole lot of product around. Okay, so for nose contour, I am actually using a Morphe brush. This is a small angle brush in M325, and I'm going to use that to contour my nose. And then, of course, I'm going to go back in with the Beauty Blender to further blend out that product, because you definitely don't want to have any super dark lines going down your nose. And now I'm going in with my Morphe, I think it's the M405 brush. And I'm using the Nickel K powder. And I'm just basically going on top of that foundation stick that we used earlier to contour with. And this is just basically bringing a little bit more color back into the skin and also setting that foundation stick that we applied earlier. Now on to eyeliner. I am using my favorite, well, one of my favorites. It's the Graph Black eyeliner from MAC. And I'm just going to basically go, I like to go in my upper eyelash line as well as the bottom eyelash line. And it just makes the eyeshadow look pop a little bit, especially since we are doing the smoky eye. I really want this look to pop. And to blend out that product, on the lower lash line, I am actually using a pencil brush that I got from Morphe as well. And here, as you can see, I'm going back into that Morphe palette, and I'm using the shade Manhattan to go on top of that eyeliner and basically just kind of smoke it out further and blend out that eyeliner product that we applied. And as you can see, I'm using a lot of Morphe brushes. I absolutely love their brushes, and they're really, really inexpensive. So if you're looking for some really great quality, inexpensive brushes, definitely check out your local Morphe store. And now I'm going to go in with my powder brush that I got from Amazon. It's a Lamora powder brush. And I'm just going to basically go in and dust away that powder that we use to set the product with. And I'm also going all around my face to basically make sure that everything is blended together seamlessly and that there are no harsh lines. Okay, so for the highlighting portion of this look, I am using the Nars Jubilation Duo Highlighting Powder. And the brush that I'm using is the Morphe M554 brush. I absolutely love this brush for applying highlighter and blushes. And now I'm going in with my MAC 13F5S brush. And I'm going to use this to apply my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark. And I like to go over with the Mineralized Skin Finish powder. It's not really a heavy powder. It's pretty light. And basically that just helps to further blend all the product and bring everything together. And now I'm just going to apply a little bit of blush. And the blush that I'm using is a Milani blush that I got from my local Walgreens. And the color is, I believe, is 09. But I'll list it in the description bar, the exact color it is of the blush. And I absolutely love this blush. Okay, so now I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara, and then I'm going to go ahead and drench my face in my favorite, the MAC Fix Plus setting spray. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my lips. I'm using the chestnut lip pencil that I got from MAC, and I'm going to use my all-time fave by Terry Click It lipstick, and that is going to be in the shade Bare Me, and I absolutely love that lipstick. It's a really nice kind of like pinky brownish nude, but this is one of my absolute favorites. And then here I'm going to go ahead and touch up my brows. I know that sometimes when we apply foundation, especially if you do your brows first, it tends to wipe off, so I'm just basically touching them up. The completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy my videos just as much as I enjoy making them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. So if you guys have any specific looks that you would like to see, please list it in the description bar, and like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.